Oh, hello, it is your boy Gomi, and we have some massive, and I mean massive news coming today. After hot off the heels of France's announcement of joining PFL, the UFC decided to one-up this news by just giving us fight news after fight news. Absolutely amazing. So, first off, we have UFC 291's headliner confirmed. It's going to be for the vacant BMF belt. Yes, they're bringing back the BMF belt. I know I was mimicking saying it was Burns and then Bilal Muhammad beat him and all that, but nope, it turns out it's actually back and it's vacant, and it's going to be contested by Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, two guys who definitely deserve that. That's my most, I don't know if I've said this to you guys, but that's my most wanted fight of all time. I love their first fight and I just want to see them go at it again. We also have 292. That card's been announced and confirmed. It's going to be the fight between Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley for the bantamweight title. We already kind of knew that, but this is a hard confirmation, although Ray Longo apparently says that that's probably not happening. I'm pretty sure they didn't tell Aljo and said, hey, you're fighting here. And then Zhang versus Lemos. I thought it'd be Zhang versus Yan Xiaonan, to be perfectly honest with you, but nope, it's gonna be Zhang versus Lemos. Interesting, but okay, cool, whatever. But yes, as we know, this is going to be for the BMF belt. Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. Now, this is going to be a very, very fun matchup. Honestly, a super fun matchup. If you haven't watched their first fight, I highly suggest you go watch it now because it's just a banger. Basically, this is going to be for all the cards, the king of the Just Bleed 4, even though it's already kind of Dustin Poirier, to be honest with you, because he finished all of the Just Bleed 4, which is Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, and Eddie Alvarez. Dustin Poirier finished all of them. Justin Gaethje got finished by Alvarez, and then got finished by Dustin, and he took Chandler to a decision. So I don't know. All I do know is that this is going to be violence incarnate. Both fighters, I feel, have greatly advanced. They both really come into their own. Justin Gaethje still carries a lot of power and a lot of pressure and a lot of pace, but he's more calculated and measured. Dustin Poirier, I feel, has just overall just solidified his game, really. Like, he's still virtually similar fighter, or even the same fighter as he once was, but he's solidified and tightened up everything, and I feel like he's just a finisher. I feel like he could go toe-to-toe and finish almost anybody. I know he did have that loss against Charles Oliveira, but I'm going to be honest with you. I feel if you were to rematch Charles Oliveira, I think he'd beat him now. I think he would beat Charles if you were to rematch him. He didn't follow Charles to the ground, fearing his ground game and his bottom game, but Dustin's not a bad jiu-jitsu guy. He's just bad wrestling, really. But here's the thing. When those times he knocked down Charles Oliveira, he did not fall him to the ground. He absolutely could have followed him to the ground, and he also made a really bad mistake when Charles Oliveira was grabbing his glove. He decided to roll for whatever reason. He just panicked in those scenarios. I feel now, if you were to rematch against Charles Oliveira, I think he'd beat him. But Justin, I don't know if he's going to beat... Maybe. I don't know. Regardless, fun fight. Fun fight. They really put it on for 291, and I think it's deserving of being a it is for the BMF title, but I feel like it's deserving to be a headlining pay-per-view. Both of them were really getting too big to be on fight nights, and you could have did them as like a co-main event, a 5-round co-main event, but these guys are both stars. They're massive stars, and they're massive fan favorites. They really needed to have a highlight spot, and this is a perfect showcase spot for them. And let's stack the card. Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. The two people to beat Israel Adesanya in his MMA career are now going head to head. This is a stellar matchup. I like that they're giving Alex a top guy instead of wasting his time with someone lower. But I don't think... There are two reasons why. I'm actually leaning towards Jan Blachowicz for this fight. First off, I don't like how soon Alex is coming back. That's the X factor. He just got knocked out bad. Like, yeah, Israel Adesanya, he probably came back too soon in hindsight, but he did come back very soon after he got knocked out by Alex Pereira. But that's the thing. Izzy got knocked out standing. He was really fine. He did not actually take that much damage, to be honest with you. He probably could have kept going. There's a chance he probably would have gotten knocked out, but he might have been able to even keep going. Alex Pereira, though, we were in the audience basically shouting, "Oh my God, he's freaking dead!" Like, Alex Pereira was not moving for like 2 to 3 minutes. That was a violent knockout, and that was at the start of April, and now he's coming back at the end of July. And then also another thing is Jan Blachowicz. He's a very skilled striker. And when you kick and hit him, like, Izzy's legs were hurting from him checking Izzy's kicks, and also he was destroying Magomed Ankalaev's legs. I like Jan's chances in this, but I will say when Jan's off, he's off bad. He has some bad nights at the office, honestly. We saw this against Glover Teixeira in this title defense. Glover was piecing him up on the feet and then submitted him. And I think Alex might even hit harder than Glover, so we don't know about that. That's actually a massive X factor that could lean in towards Alex Pereira's favor, but Jan Blachowicz has the wrestling that he was able. It's not like the best wrestler. Like, he got out-wrestled by Magomed, who's honestly mainly a striker. But Israel Adesanya out-wrestled Alex Pereira. What the hell do you think Jan Blachowicz is going to do to him? Paulo Costa then returns. Paulo Costa returns against Ikrim. Jesus Christ. Aliskerov. I literally just talked about him in a video. But this is a weird matchup. It's a fun one. I like it. I enjoy it. But it's weird and it's stupid. Like, why was it not Paulo Costa who he wanted to fight, which is Sean Strickland? Paulo Costa's ranked 5, Strickland is 10. Why do we have Strickland fighting an unranked fighter make his UFC debut, and then we have Paulo Costa fighting an unranked fighter in the UFC who's his second fight? Like, what is this? Why are we doing this? Like, I'm guessing it's a punishment for Costa for ducking fights because he wanted more money. But regardless, it should be a fun fight. I think this will be a very fun fight. I want to lean towards Costa because we've seen more from him, and we've seen him work very well against elite level wrestlers. Plus, Ikram focuses heavily on striking. He still has elite level wrestling, but still, I don't know. I want to lean towards Costa, but I don't want to pick this fight. I'll wait till we get closer to it, and we need to make sure too that it's actually Paulo Costa and not his fall guy, Kelvin Gastelum. Even though Kelvin Gastelum's going down in weight, there's still a chance he might be the one to show up on fight night. And then Bobby Green versus Tony Ferguson. Fun fight. That's simple as that. That's just a fun fight. Both guys are old, withered veterans. Tony Ferguson, he doesn't have anymore. Don't be putting him up against like the Leech, Li Jingliang. Have him 5 fights against like Nate Diaz and now Bobby Green. I feel like that would be a fun fight. I don't know. I'm gonna lean toward. I think Tony Ferguson could get his renaissance fight. I think he could come in here and get a finish on Bobby Green. I like both guys, but I'm liking Tony Ferguson a little bit more, especially after the whole headbutt elbow situation with Bobby Green. But still, it should be a fun fight. I'm gonna keep saying that because that's a simple thing. All these are great fights. There's not a single bad fight on this card that's been announced. And another great fight on this card is Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, I think, is going to chin Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa, was pretty good back in the day, but he hasn't been super elite lately. He has no stand-up. He has not a single knockout to his name. All of his wins are by submissions. And now you're going to say, oh, well, Kevin Holland sucks when it comes to submission guys. No, he sucks when it comes to elite level wrestlers, especially big ones. Because keep in mind, Kevin Holland got destroyed. Not even destroyed. He got out-wrestled by Brunson and Vettori, who are middleweights, big middleweights. And now Kevin Holland's down to welterweight. And then he got out-grappled by Hamza Chimaev, who's honestly, he's a big welterweight and honestly borderline impossible welterweight. And also a pretty, like, decently sized middleweight. In fact, that fight, Kevin Holland came in, or Hamza Chimaev came in at 180 pounds. So yeah, I don't think Kevin Holland's gonna get ragdoll. I feel he's gonna stop some takedowns from Michael Chiesa, and I think he's gonna chin him. I think because Holland's got power. He knocked out Ponzinibbio. Remember that. He knocked out Buckley. He's got power. And then Michel Pereira and Wonderboy was actually moved to this card, 289. It kind of sucks. I wouldn't replace them with any other fight in the main card, but it sucks. Like, maybe the Holland and Chiesa fight could be moved down, but like, Holland's pretty big draw. But like, that's the thing, man. Kevin Holland and Wonderboy went from headlining a fight night to now Wonderboy's on the prelims. I just don't like that, especially against Michel Pereira. That's a fun fight. But I don't know. Regardless, it should still be a really fun fight. It was supposed to be at 289. That card took a massive blow by losing that, and that card sucks heavily because of it, because of losing that fight. But still, this is a fun fight. And I didn't make a slide for it, but Derek Lewis is fighting. It's Derek Lewis. It's surprising Derek Lewis went from being the featured third fight on the biggest pay-per-view of all time to now he's on the prelims. But overall, amazing, absolutely amazing card, and I can't wait. But why the hell did you put this in Utah at Elevation again? Because now everyone except for Justin Gaethje is going to freaking gas. This has been your boy Gomi. Bye bye.